join. It's to keep the momentum when you go as well. So how big is your why for your business? Why did you start? Why are you currently in the business? Why do you want to bring in people into your business? Just like prospecting and bringing in new people in your business, so just like growing your business, your why will motivate you daily to keep motivating your consultants to trade each and every month. So why should I focus on increasing the number of trading consultants in my team? Well, that is easy. The more trading consultants in your team, the quicker you will reach your income target that you've set for yourself. We all are here for different reasons, and most of you are on this training today is here to increase your income with your unique business. Okay. So customer behavior. Let's have a look at customer behavior. So there's different reasons why customer behavior is changing. The first one is customers buying less during tough economic times. We've seen the difference in South Africa, and there's some changes happening. So for our unique business, we just need to move around it. Secondly, this has a direct impact on your business. There we go. So the change in the economic times has got a direct impact on your business and your income as an unique consultant. The best way to secure your income during these challenging times is to increase the number of trading consultants in your unique business. So let's have a look at an example. If we look at a manager structure, if you have 10 people in your business, they sell on your level 1, they sell 3,500 Rand per month. That means that's a total sales of 35,000 Rand. And you will earn about 2,800 Rand from them. Now, if we say there's a bit of tough times out there, you've got 10 people, they sell only 2,500 because customers buy less. That means that the sales are 25,000 and your income is 2,000 Rand. So that means with the same amount of people whose customers buy less, your income has decreased with 800 Rand. So how do we change that? There's a simple answer. When you have 14 people on your level 1 trading in a month for 2,500 Rand, the total sales will go to 35,000 and your income will be back at 2,800. So the answer is get more consultants to trade each and every month in your business. Okay. So if you are not growing, you are dying. You heard that Andre said that last week with prospecting and recruiting. That is the same for you with trading. So if we look, where do we apply this to your business? 1, your personal sales. 2, your team sales need to grow. 3, your number of new recruits in your team needs to grow. And 4, the number of trading consultants each month needs to grow to make sure that your business is growing and you are not dying. So at Unique, we've got a guideline that we says, in this time, you can aim to grow your trading consultants with 20% month on month. Then you can be ensured that your business will keep growing. Okay. So, how do I grow the number of trading consultants in my team? So let's have a look. You start with the end in mind, which is a goal. How do I determine my monthly goal? So firstly, let's have a look at the background of the industry. The industry says network marketing businesses will average a minimum of 67% trading consultants. Then you're sure that you will keep your business at the same momentum or grow it when you have 67% of your consultants in your network trading in a month. So if you have a business that does less than 100,000 in a month, my suggestion would be that you set your goal to between 80 and 100% of your consultants should trade in a month. If your business turnover in a month is more than 100,000, then you should set a goal of between 65 and 70% of your consultants should trade in a month to ensure that you reach your income target and your sales target. Now, if you're already at that space where you are between a 65 and a 70% of your consultants are trading, then you can go to the next level and say, right, I want to grow my trading consultants with 20% here on. So let's use an example. So last year, November, if you had 20 consultants in your team trading, then the target this year with a 20% growth should be 24 consultants in your team that's trading. So I'm just going to repeat that again, the example. In November, if you had last year, November 2017, if you had 20 consultants trading in the month, and you say, right, November 2018, I want to grow my trading consultants with 20%, that means you need to set a target for yourself of 24 consultants placing an order in November 2018. So how do I increase the number of trading consultants in my team? There are 4 areas that you concentrate on. 1, your home. Do you have a Rooibos home? So that means, have I placed my personal order? 2, encourage existing consultants to place an order every month. 3, reactivate old consultants. And 4, find new consultants. Now let's dig into these 4 areas and see how we can help you to increase your trading consultants. So number 1, your home, is it a Rooibos home? Now you heard last week that Andre said, we don't sell, we share. You need to use the products yourself to be able to share the story. If you think of it, we usually say that our family is our first priority. With your family being your first priority, you want to ensure that their health is 100% on track. We at Unique know that Optivite is the best multivitamin that you can get on the market for the fact that we have Rooibos in it and a few other ingredients that you will learn from your brand champion. So if you want to have a Rooibos home, the question that I'm asking you is every one of your family using the Optivite each and every month? Now, out of that, you will get an amazing story to share with other people how Optivite helps your family to make sure you get optimum health from them. Number 2, encourage existing consultants to place an order. Now that you've ticked the box that you've provided the best care for your family and your home, it is time to start sharing the story with your consultants. The consultants in your team join the Unique for different reasons. We said, make sure you know what their why is. Ensure you know what their why is by connecting with them every month, communicate with them, inspire them, and grow them. If your consultant joined to buy for herself, this is where you're going to share your story of a Unique Rooibos home, what it's done for your family. And make sure that she creates a Rooibos home for herself and her family as well. If she joined for extra income on personal sales, this is a very exciting opportunity because this is where your passion is to sell the product. And make sure next week that you tune in again to find those sales tips for Black Friday and December. And thirdly, if she joined to build a business, now this is a whole nother level. Do you know that you are a business builder? You're sitting here today in this meeting. We see you as a dream builder. If you feel that you need some help, how to build dream builders in your team, if somebody in your team has put up her hand to say she wants to be a dream builder, please speak to your network development manager to assist you if you are not 100% sure where to do that. Next slide. The next one is encourage existing consultants to place orders every month. So firstly, you will use your trading report available on the web store. The trading report is an amazing report. You will find it where you find your volume discount statement. And what's amazing about it is it will tell you each and every consultant in your team what they've done last year in the specific month and where they are tracking in this year. So you will love that report. If you struggle using that report, speak to your sponsor or speak to your network development manager to help you. Now, secondly, after you've opened up your trading report, contact your consultants in the first week. Firstly, you'll contact the consultants who have not placed an order last month to encourage them with this amazing offers that we have in November. And also contact your first and second level consultants just to connect with them, to find out where they are this month. Are they going to place an order? Are they going on holiday? So connect with them to know what their season and situation is for this month and share some amazing tips with how they can place an order. Remember, we are sharing our experience of a need, and that sells more product than just hard selling. So you can also send a personalized message to everyone else in your downline to encourage them for the specific month. By the 20th, you repeat this. You speak to your consultants again. You say, how did it go this month? Was there any amazing stories or testimonies that we can have from your team? And are you okay to place your order? If she has not placed the order yet, say, is there anything I can help you? Have you tried the web store? And then, of course, also use your own competitions and the royalty rewards to motivate your team members to place an order. So the fun part about what we're doing at Unique is we love rewarding you. So what we've done for the next 3 months is we've put in an additional gift for you and your team members to place an order. So this month, when you trade in November, you will earn an Unique branded pen. You only have to place an order of a minimum of 600 PQV, and this is for you and each and every consultant that's in your downline. When you and your consultant who place an order this month, place an order again in December, an order of 1,000 PQV, remember it's all based on, or we focus in December on Christmas gifts, then you will earn another gift, and that's your Unique business card holder. So you can either use it for your business cards, it can be your Unique money pocket or little bag holder that you have, but it's all branded with Unique, and I promise you, you would want to have this one. Then in January, when you place your third order or the third month that you're trading, you will qualify for your Unique branded pencil bag. The minimum orders that you need to do in Jan is 1,500 PQV. Now this is very exciting. The best part where I can share with you, say you're recruiting somebody in January and she's got orders of 1,500 PQV plus, she will also qualify for a Unique branded pencil case. So we keep on giving and keep on motivating you from a Unique home office side and help you to motivate your team members to place an order. The whole thing about trading is we need to build a momentum, and that's exactly what the gift from us to you is all about. We will help you to motivate your team members to place 3 consecutive months to place an order. But we want you to keep doing that so that they place an order in February as well, in March as well, in April as well. So if you and your consultant place orders each month, December through to April, you will qualify for an additional gift at the end of April because you've started building your momentum and place an order each and every month. And you will be known as a trading consultant. So reactivating old consultants. Now this is a very interesting one. There's a lot of consultants who used to be part, of people who used to be part of Unique, who used to be a consultant. She left because the work was either very busy or whatever the reason is. Now, you've already sold to that person Anique. We know that people love the Anique products. So we've put something in place that we said, reactivate old consultants. There's a few consultants that have tried this. Irma Viljoen van Standerton, she said she definitely tried this. There was a young guy that in his matric year he sold and he started building a business. He started selling the products to earn extra money to be able to go on his matric holiday. And after that, he started studying. He became so busy and he could not go on with the Anique side. Now, Irma made contact with him and he said he is working now, his studies are all done, but there's a few dreams that he wants to do as well. So he's going to start selling Anique again. He already believes in the product, he already believes in the business, which means that he will jump in and he will start quicker making money and selling products. So let's have a look how you can do it. One way is you can look at your volume discount statement of July 2017. Make a list of all the consultants who have been deactivated. So you can take your volume discount statement, you have a look and you see, okay, these people are not in the business anymore, and you can contact them. Something else that you also can do is you can either speak to your sponsor or your network development manager. We've got, on request, we've got a list together where we can say to you on your level 1 and level 2, who's been deactivated. And you can contact them again, find out what their season is, where they are, and recruit them again to start selling in this new season. Encourage them to become active again. That is the best part. So you phone them, you encourage them to become active, and then focus on specific promotions in the boutique, referring them to Black Friday specials or December, due with PEs, the gift with purchase. You've seen it this month as well. We've got the summer tote bag, which is an amazing gift. And then obviously in December, we'll have a few surprises for you as well. The circumstances might change. So some people might not work where they used to work. Some of them might have kids that's now in school or in university and the budget is not working out. So Anique will be there to help those people to make extra money. So contact them this week. So number 4, find new consultants each month. Andre spoke about that a lot last week, so I'm not going to go into this bit. He's already given you all the tips, but I do want to share with you. Did you know more young people leaving universities with formal education qualifications are seeing the opportunity in direct selling as a viable option to start their own business? With this, I want to share a story with you quickly. Alma Prinsloo from Standerton, she started recruiting in the young market. And she's got all these young girls that calls her Tannie Alma. So Alma's working with them. She's giving them the opportunity to earn additional income and just to get their budgets going. So what happened last week with Alma is she's obviously in a recruiting phase, but she took a few of Andre's tips. On Tuesday, when she went to see a new girl who wanted to join her team, she gave her 2 additional registration forms and said to her, go and find 2 people who also would like to join the business and earn an extra income. By the Friday, that girl phoned Alma. She said, Tannie Alma, ek het 'n groot probleem. I've got a big problem. And Alma thought, what is going on? And the girl says, I've already got 2 people for those forms. I've got another one. My mum wants to join as well, and now I don't have a form. Where do I find a form? So those are nice challenges to have. So make sure when you recruit a new person to also challenge them to go and find 2 people that's in the same situation as she is and recruit them in that same week. More middle-class income households are getting involved in direct selling to earn extra money to supplement their income. This is something we know, especially with kids doing sport and all the additional expenses in a middle-class home. That is something where we as Anique can definitely help people in South Africa to earn an extra income. And the last one, many single parent families are looking for additional income. So are you playing in these markets? there's 3 areas where you can go and recruit new people. So take away from today. There's a few tips that I want to share with you from today. 1, you've heard Andre said last week with prospecting, follow up. Now this is also part of trading. You need to follow up with your consultants. You need to be in contact constantly with your consultants, with your team. Your priority area is level 1 and level 2. And then on your level 1 and level 2, make sure that the leaders in that area also follow up with their teams and stay connected with their teams. The second one, remember the golden rule. Andre shared the golden rule with prospecting last week. Only share what is necessary. When you speak to your team, especially the consultants who's got a full-time job as well, if you send them like 20 WhatsApps at the same time, they are not going to read that. So make sure you know what's her why she joined, and give her information in that area to ensure that she can get some sales and that she will trade in that specific month. Andre shared with you last week as well with recruiting and with prospecting. Don't use the words you have to or you must. A need needs to be fun for somebody. It needs to add an extra value to them. So use the Rooibos Home idea. That is a great way to get consultants who do not place big orders, but you want them to place regularly. So get the Rooibos Home idea in there. They will feel the value, the added value to their family when you speak to about that. And have team competitions in your team. You know what makes your team move, you know what makes them excited, so bring in a team competition. The third takeaway, have fun. It's something that we hear quite a bit these days, is that the consultants say we want to have fun, and needs to be the fun side. When it doesn't feel like work, we keep on selling more and more. With a royalty program, that is a fun way to earn something extra that you love. One thing that came out of the field was a lot that the consultant says, I might not be the one that played for overseas, but what else could I do to earn something extra? And that's why we've got the royalty program in there. When you look at the royalty program, we will focus on PQV in a month. So when you get your consultants to place an order in the first week with PQV, that means she will get the highest points. And then certain months we will say, okay, we're going to have a product focus. Like this month, when you sell the tote bag, you will earn you'll earn royalty points. The more you sell, the more points you will earn. Those points you earn, you collect, and then you can claim the product or the gift in the royalty program that you want. Some of the consultants said to us, oh, we love those unique bags. That blue, royal blue, or not royal blue, the teal color bag. We love it. How can we get that? Now that's a way to motivate your consultant to trade each and every month, to earn the royalty points, and then she can claim that gift, that bag that she so desperately wants. Then obviously have fun with a gift for you that we've put in place. Remember, that's the one that I touched on earlier. Place an order in November and you get your first gift. Place an order in December, you get your second gift. Place an order in January, you get your third gift. Keep placing orders in Feb, March, and April. At the end of April, you will get a big gift. Remember to check each month to see what the minimum orders is that you have to place to qualify for your gift. But we really want each and every one of you to place an order and to earn these additional gifts. So that is my short tips on trading. Trading is very easy. It's very quickly that we can do on that, and we need to focus on it each and every day. So is there anyone who's got a question for us? You can type it in the comments box and we'll pick it up from there. Maybe we can ask Andre and Renelle if there's questions that you've got from the field on trading.
I think just Cisco, what you mentioned there, and I think the incentive that we're running to get people to trade every month from November, December, and January. It's important to understand why we do that, because statistics tell us that if people place an order, particularly new people, new consultants, every month for 3 months in a row, the chances that they'll stay in the business is great. So it's just to get people understanding and consistent with habit in placing their order every 3 months. And if you can get that right, the chances of keeping that person in the business is high. So it's an incentive to help you to achieve that and to build your business and to get your trading consultants up, not just over the 3 months, but consistently after that as well.
And you're 100% correct with that, Andre. If you think of November, November is a great month with Black Friday. December is a fabulous month for sales because it's Christmas holidays and everybody's buying Christmas gifts. Did you know that the highest amount of disposable income is available in December? So that means that your December personal sales should be double what it is usually in November. That's a nice target to set for yourself. And then in January, what's good in January is that after the Christmas holidays, everybody feels like, yo, I've had way too much food. I need to start fitting into my workloads again. Then it's a great time to sell and focus on the slimming products. So again, there's something each and every month that you can focus on to give to your consultants to be able to trade.
And it's also a difficult, traditionally, period of the year. And it's important that we did it November, December, January to keep people trading, because people sometimes are focused on other things as opposed to their unique business.
Yes, and people feel tired sometimes in these months. So if you can get your consultant just to place an order, you're going to see that she will get the benefit from a need while she joined. So it's either the product or an income, and you will reach your income target as well. Renette, you've got a question for us.
Yes, it's actually not a question. It's just something that I would like to mention, that if you look at direct selling statistics, 64% of people joining the business will buy for themselves. So your biggest client base is actually your consultants. So if you can get your consultants to use the products, so I love to teach people how to do activities for their consultants. Like for instance, if you take the health wheel and you do the health analysis and you do that in your groups, a lot of the consultants don't even use the Forever Healthy products. So that's also part of your trading to get them to buy for themselves by just starting to know the product, you know, especially also in your skincare ranges. There's a lot of the consultants that are not even using some of the skincare products because they've joined the company for the Forever Healthy range, you know, or the teas. So now that you can get them onto the skincare products, and that's part of your trading, is to know what your consultants are using. And if you know what your consultants are using, you are actually identifying a gap in the market of what they are not using, so that you can get them to buy that and not let them go to Dis-Chem or wherever.
So Renee, thanks for that. That really fits in with one of the questions we've got. We've got a question that says, what type of competitions do you suggest that has had positive results? Now, exactly what Renee said, if you do cross-selling, if you know there's a lot of people in your team that sells the healthy products, Forever Healthy, and there's maybe a lot that sells the skincare. If you do a challenge and say, if you focus in the next month on 2 Forever Healthy products to sell them and 2 skincare products, so they need to sell a basket of 4 different products, then they can qualify for a gift from you. That's a specific way that you can do a competition. The other thing is you can focus. I know one of the teams did this one here. They took the BB cream and they said for a certain amount, for 5+ BB creams that you sell, your name will go into a draw for a huge hamper. So for every 5 that you sell, your name will go in there. So if you sell 15, you'll have 3 chances. So there's a way for you to stimulate specific sales, and anybody in your team can take part of it.
I think over and above competitions, competitions are something to boost something that you're already doing.
Yes.
So for example, when you are talking to your consultant and they're using the rescue range, and that's what they're focusing on, and that's what they're join the business for, and that's what they buy every month. But they're not buying from the other ranges. It's always important to ask the questions. You know, if do you know somebody who has a health problem, or do you know somebody who has a skin problem? If you want to focus on cross-selling on other ranges, to specifically focus and ask questions on other parts of the products or ranges that they're not purchasing at the moment as well.
And that definitely comes back to the point, know why your consultant joined, know the season that she is in right now, and know what she's interested in. That way you know how to move her, how to motivate her. But just on the competition one as well, that I really want to kind of highlight for you. If you're sitting here today and you think to yourself, I really want to motivate my team to trade, use the royalty program. It's there. It doesn't cost you as a leader additional income or additional money, expenses. And Nick is your partner in this business. They are helping you. So find out from your consultant what in the royalty program it is that she would love to work for, and help her to get to that. Help working out a plan. If you put in an order for this amount, you'll get that. If you sell this amount of summer tote bags this month, you'll get these additional ones. One of the guys in Eitenaar, Martin, he said to me, Siska, my focus is on that cell phone. I am going to qualify for that. I need a new cell phone, and that's what I'm going to work for. I remember a couple of months back when we had the fragrance challenge. For every 200 Rand you would get of sales of fragrance, you will get a certain amount of points. He made up so much points in that month, and he's definitely doing it this month again. Let me just see if there's some more questions coming through. Okay, so we've got one that says, if a consultant is in a difficult season, for example, it's year end or it's exams, how do you motivate it to still trade or even grow? Now, this is a very good one. You remember the first thing I said is have a rooibos home. If she's in a difficult time like that, that means she needs to look after herself. So looking after herself is to ensure that she uses the right products to help her brain function the way it should. That way, she would definitely place an order. Even if it's a minimum order, you just want her to trade before you're thinking about growing. So make sure you motivate her to get the right Optivites and additional vitamins that she needs. And of course, yes, we all love the skincare, and we know in difficult times like this where you don't sleep much and where you may be in a lot of aircon areas and always get the right food in, you can see that on your skin. So make sure that she orders her skincare products as well.
What's interesting there is you look at the difficult season, being the end of the year, and you're putting exams. Exams can be a stressful time.
Very stressful.
So we have products that help you in those conditions to help you function properly, to concentrate clearly, and to help in those stressful times as well.
Yeah, definitely, Andre. And that would be a story.
Yeah.
If you help your consultant and motivate her to use the products in the difficult times, that will be a story that she will share with people. After this time, she'll say, this is what I used when I went through a difficult time or end of year exams. So you'll help her to reach a story or to create a story, and she will be a trading consultant this month. Let's see, there's another question coming through. How do I manage consultants that are struggling financially, but in the same sentence are too scared to spend any money, time, or building their unique business? Andra, you're going to answer this one. You like this one.
It is, again, it comes to how big your why is, number one. Number two is, yes, the why is the future of what you want to achieve, but sometimes it's difficult to have the ready finances with you at that point in time. So the whole thing is just get started. It's critical, even if it's small. Even if you start small and your expenses are tight, you've got to make the time based on how big your why is. If your why is big enough, you're going to make the time. If your why is to build a business you'll make the time, but you also can start small. And there are creative ways that you can do that. But don't have to go big and spend a lot of money in the beginning. Just place an order, get your people to place orders, even if it's minimum orders, but just focus on that. The whole thing is don't get disturbed or get distracted by the current circumstances you find yourself in, or your consultants find themselves in. Focus on the end goal. Focus on the why. And when you do that, start block by block. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And how do you eat an elephant? Piece by piece, because it takes time. It doesn't all happen at once. Focus on the right things with the right attitude. It may take a little bit longer in the beginning, but you will see that as you do that and you shift your mind in doing what you want to do, despite the circumstances that you find yourself in, and you will see that with time, things will start happening and moving in the right direction.
Sister, can I maybe just jump in there? I think one of the things is also help that person with activities, you know. So I would like to use an example. So Leslie was in Graafreinet last week, and she went down. Sorry, Leslie, I'm going to use you an example. And she went down to Graafreinet to help this consultant of hers with a pamper party. So on Janssenville, they did on Wednesday. They were in Janssenville with 33 people. They've ended on 23,000 rands worth of sales. You know, they did a business opportunity meeting in Graafreinet 12 o'clock in the evening until about 2:30. You know, with the staff there. You know, and she helped them to recruit the people there at the guest house.
So, can I jump in there? So she knew the season that they're in.
Yes.
She knew their working hours, and she was prepared while she was there to do it 12 o'clock at night when they were done.
Yeah.
And she made it fun.
Yeah, for her consultant.
For her consultant.
So she helped
They
her
made
with
it
that.
fun.
And then there was another group with Minnie's group, and they did 8,000 rands worth of sales there. You know, so helping and being a mentor for somebody as the leader, you can get them kickstart much sooner than leaving them and doing it on their own. And that is where activities plays a huge role in this whole activity.
Definitely. What also happened last week is when we sent out the pre-Black Friday specials, Adele Daxon took those specials. She had a look at who's her clients, and she knew which clients loved whatever product. So she sent the specific product to the specific client and said, I believe you would love this since you've used it before. Adele got, within a few hours, 2,000 rands worth of sales out of those pre-Black Friday specials. So any consultant can do that. Make sure you know your client's preference of products. Make sure you do activities. Make sure that you interact with them and inspire them with their new products. Just on Andre's point as well with that question and where Renette said about the activities. One thing that one of the young upcoming leaders said to us last year, she says, please don't don't get stopped by the delivering cost. If you have somebody in front of you who says, I do not have a lot of disposable income to order the products, do the minimum order. Let them pay the delivery cost. Let them start building up their client base. Because that way, their clients will know that they can trust them. The clients will know they will deliver on time and they don't have to wait a whole month for their products. They want it now as well. So let them start building up their client base. Help them with the practical side of that side. To get more clients, to increase the number of clients, and that way their income will increase as well.
Can I just add something there
Yes,
as well? With doing that, I see a lot in the field that people don't give them deadlines, their clients. So in other words, if you can start giving your clients a deadline in the sense of you're sending out a special, but you're telling them that you're going to place your order 6 o'clock tonight. So your deadline is 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And by doing that to your clients, it actually puts what we call a call to action in marketing and an urgency on it. Because if you're just going to leave it open, you as a client, you get busy. with stuff, and then you forget to order. But if I know I need to contact Cisco by 12 o'clock this afternoon, there's a deadline in my head because I want that thing, And that's also by getting those new people ordering more often, because they've put a deadline, there's boundaries, and then, there's the next deadline, there's the next deadline.
And something with that as well that just reminded me that we worked with a lot with one of the upcoming leaders. We said, okay, have a look at your team. Whose salary are being paid on what day? She has some people who get paid on the 5th, some on the 15th, some on the 20th, some the 25th, and some on the 31st of the month. That means there's 5 different paydays in her team. And she needs to ensure that with each payday, the few days before that she motivates that consultant that gets paid, say, on the 15th, the week before, to say to her, remember to take the orders at your office so that everybody can pay you when the salaries are being paid in. That way, it's an easy way to put that deadline in there that Renee just mentioned, and it's a simple, fun, and easy way just to remind the consultant, to remind her clients to place the order. We've got another question that came in. How do you motivate a consultant who does not want to sell anymore? The reason being is the products are too expensive and I don't have time. Andre said it a lot. You can see he's smiling already. If they want to be part of it, if they want to step out, they will do it. Our products is not just the price. We all know the value of our products is amazing. We've all seen it on our own skins. We all have read the testimonies, and that's why we say use the product so you have the story to share. So that's the one side. The second side is I don't have time. If you want to earn extra money, you have to put something in to get something out. So it's a choice that she needs to make. My suggestion would be, and I want to use actually a consultant, Deline Silvier. Deline Silvier had a consultant that also got to a point she didn't have time because of the season that changed. Deline left her and said, that's fine. I'm going to leave you when you're ready. I'm going to check in with you to see if everything's fine. When you're ready, let me know, when you have time again. That consultant came back, and she's now selling so well, and she's building the business so well because she's in a different season in her life. So remember, our seasons do change constantly.
So can I add something there? Sorry, Andre.
No.
I've got lots to say today. It looks like.
That's
So one of the things that we also realized by saying that the products are too expensive, what we're starting to do now in the replique, and I think you will see it from December, January, we've started to do a sum, because I don't think people do a sum to see what it actually costs, because there's a lot of people that, if you say 20% discount, they can't work it out, or they don't work it out, maybe, not that I'm saying it. But what we've done is with a special. So for instance, we've worked out the sum that they are actually will save in the region of about 70% on an offer if they buy it with their discount that they get, So working that out for a person, telling them that when a revitalizing cream, for instance, are on special, you get, say, for instance, 40% off if it's an upsize or whatever, and then getting your 20%. So work it out for that person, showing them what the rand value is that they actually are saving. Because as I said earlier, 64% of the people in direct selling are buying for themselves, and that is where your training comes in, that you can actually work that out for that person so that they can see it in black and white.
So if that amount of people are buying for themselves, we definitely need to focus more to get those consultants to believe, to have a rooibos home.
That's right.
To have the products for their family,
Yes.
for her to use, and for their family, from a health side and from a beauty side. Andre.
I think just on that question is interesting, because when I read it, say, how do you motivate a consultant who does not want to sell anymore? So sometimes we really got to listen when we talk to people, because some people just don't want to anymore, or they want to, but they're having difficulty at the moment to do that. So if there's a want, then you can work with around, you know, the issue, you know, the things that have been raised about how to make it easier for people and just to get started and things like that. But there's a saying as well that it's easier to give birth to a new consultant than trying to raise a consultant from the dead. Because if she doesn't want to, and you're trying to motivate and convince her, and she doesn't want to, then maybe sometimes one has to know how far you go before you move on to finding a new one, as opposed to leaving somebody who really doesn't want to do it. But if they want to, but they have other difficulties, then you've got something to work with to motivate that person to continue.
I like that. That's a good one. Yeah, listen to what they say and provide in what they need. I've got a question here that says, some leaders don't like to phone their downline. They feel trapped in the office. How can we help them? Earlier on, I said to you, the area where you need to focus on when you contact people is level 1 and level 2. So if you just contact your level 1 and level 2, make that your priority, and then get the leaders in your level 1 and level 2 to contact their people. That's like they would say in Afrikaans, vele hande ligte werk. So we all keep being in contact with our team, to keep in contact, to communicate, and communicate, remember, is a two-way stream. So it's not just sending a WhatsApp of a special on, that's information, that's not communication. So the best way is to speak to them, to invite them for coffee, to invite them to the meetings, your level 1 and level 2, and then empower the leaders in your team to do the same.
Very important, that, because it's a relationship business.
Very relationship.
And a relationship is based on trust.
Yes.
And trust comes from eye-to-eye contact and meeting that person, speaking to that person, hearing your voice.
Definitely.
And the relationship you have, the best relationship you have, is the people that you personally introduced into the business.
Yes,
so
it's according to you.
It's your level 1.
Yes.
Your level 2, you do have a relationship, but not as close, because your level 1 should be having that closer relationship with anyone.
Yes.
So when you get to level 3 and 4, in a big network, you're not going to get to those people, because you need to make sure that your relationship is good with level 1, level 2, and let them have good relationships, your leaders in your level 1, and level 2, good relationships with their level 1s and level 2s and so forth. So level 3s and 4s, you shouldn't be worrying too much about anyway, because your 1s and 2s should be looking after them anyway.
So you can basically be a cheerleader for your level 3 onwards.
Correct. When
they've placed an order that's bigger than usual, you say, wow, I've seen you've placed an order, well done on this month, and it's looking great. So you're being a cheerleader.
Yeah, and you're building a strong relationship with your level 1s. And when you're building your level 1 wide, you eventually going to only have time to look after your level 1s anyway, because you need to be building your level 1s anyway.
You need to keep recruiting.
You're personally recruiting to set the example for your team.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how big you are in the business. Even if you're the top leader in the business, you should be personally recruiting every month. To build your level 1, number 1, and number 2, to set the example that your leaders do the same. Because you lead by example. And when you're building wide, you can only have time, and specifically to build your leaders in level 1, and then building their leaders in level 1, and so on. And that's how you do it, specifically to get to everybody through filtering through others. You're going to build your network through others, your leaders that you build.
And that's how you're going to motivate trading each and every month as well.
Correct.
My reaction to that type of question is also that I would like to help her in the sense that she focus on one person maybe a day, because sometimes people, she's trapped in the office, so she's got lunch, an hour lunch, or half an hour lunch, or half an hour tea, that she focus on one person to phone. And then she can go outside if she doesn't want to do it in the office. Or the other thing is do a voice note to that person and say, I was thinking about you, I just want to tell you about this and this and this. And you don't need to do every time a voice note. One voice note, one phone call, one voice note, one WhatsApp, you can stagger it. But I think sometimes we think that we need to phone all these 10 today, but you can actually phone one a day if your time is limited.
And that goes with what Andre said last week about prospecting. Prospecting is not an event, it's a daily routine. And that's the same with trading. It's not an event, it's a daily routine. So Renette put it in a nice practical way for you now. Make sure you do a little bit every day, just a little bit. You don't have to do everything on one day. Do a little bit, just kind of spread it over a week in your first week to ensure that you speak to all your consultants on your level 1 and maybe level 2 in your first week. You don't have to do everything between 9 and 10 on a Monday morning. So make sure you just spread it. It's a daily routine, not an event. Are there any other questions from you guys that you want to post that you would like us to answer for you? You've got all of us here together today. Oh, there's something coming through. Okay, I see somebody says, I cannot see my team's royalty point. I'm going to ask you just to speak to your network development manager and she will assist you with that one. Somebody asked, will this presentation be available on the web store? Yes, it will be. The communication lady said they will try and get it at the latest on there for you by Wednesday. So make sure you go to the web store to get this presentation. What I've done with this presentation is in the notes bit, everything that I said to you that's related to that specific slide will be in the notes part. So you can take it like this and you can implement it at one of your team training sessions. Okay, I think we've answered all the questions that came through on the slides there, or on the side there. Thank you so much. This was a short and sweet one. So make sure that you use your trading report. Make sure that you contact your consultants, that you build a relationship with them. Make it fun for them. Use the royalty, use the gift for you that's available this month, and start motivating your consultants to trade. Because if they trade, they will grow their income and you will also grow your income. Okay, so we've got another question that came through. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm struggling getting my team together for team meetings. How do I make it attractive for them to join in on team meetings?
I think team meetings, generally speaking, if you look at direct selling in general terms, deactivations, people leaving your business, is something that's normal. It's not a personal thing, people leaving your business. And second thing is, even the best leaders have challenges in getting attendances and people at meetings and things like that. So it's not a personal thing, not that there's something wrong with you. It's a general thing that people have to find time to get together, to get to team meetings and so forth. So there's a number of things you can do. And I think particularly with team meetings, does everybody know about the team meeting? Is it a consistent time? Is it a convenient time and place? Sometimes we want people to come to our house, which is not a convenient place to meet. So sometimes we have to go to where the people are. That's convenient for your people to meet at a convenient time for them. That suits them. So it depends where your market is. If it's in a rural black area, for example, it might be better to find a place that's closer to the community that will suit them at time and place. So it's important to have a look at that as well. But generally speaking, team meetings, you can make it attractive, you can make it a great setting. It depends who you want at that meeting and what type of meeting. But there are generally challenges of getting the attendances up. Also, don't measure success of a meeting by the number of people that attend the meeting. It's by, you can have the quality people that are there. You never know who the diamonds are that are going to be at that meeting. The whole thing is to make sure that it's convenient, a good time and place, but that you're consistent in that meeting. And generally, and with time, you'll get people that will attend those meetings and the right people. So don't measure success by quantity. It's measure success by quality and outcomes.
And also, Andre, use the opportunity like Zoom. Use technology. If they can't be there, let them Zoom into this. There's quite a few leaders in the business that started implementing this, and it's amazing. The numbers of their meeting doubled, basically, because they started implementing technology. So some people attend, some Zoom in, especially the ones who's got little babies now. It's not that easy for them just to leave the little one because dad might not be home in time. So they can actually Zoom in as well. If we see what we're doing today with you guys, that just shows that we are reaching on a national level consultants that would not have been here today, but we can do training this way.
Cisco, can I maybe just jump
Yes.
in there? I've seen team meetings work in some of the areas that really is plan their team meetings long in advance. So what, for instance, I would like to use Almina as an example. Almina puts her dates out for the whole year on when her meetings are. She don't even phone her leaders, beforehand for that date. It's out. It's in the diary, it's there, it's planned, and she doesn't change it all the time. So if somebody can't attend, sorry, that is the date. So by having those consistency, make it for your people in your team also that they know that you are not going to cancel your team meetings. And also the other thing is, if you want more people, and I agree with Andre, it's not always about the quantity, but giving your team people maybe a little job. So for instance, you will do the training on the skincare, and you will do the training on the Forever Healthy, and you will do the beauty training. So already you've got 3 people already there because they've got a little job to do at that team meeting. And they contribute to the day, and you are responsible for the tea and the muffins or whatever. So, giving that job out, to the people, then you will know for certain you've got 5 people already at your team meeting.
And what's nice with Lanae is just a comment, there's a comment, just a comment on the meetings. If you keep it fun, the consultants will want to attend, use music, do a fun icebreaker. So it's making it different, different every time, something new every time, something exciting to look forward to every time, but it's not the same old repetition.
We've got a good question here. I'm a new consultant. Is it wise to start recruiting a team immediately, or should I wait a few months to learn the basics of trading myself?
Can I answer that one?
You can answer that, Andre.
Okay. It depends on your why. If you want to build a network, you should start recruiting straight away.
So if you want to be a dream builder,
if you want to be a dream builder,
business
you
out
want
of
to build a
it.
network straight away. It's like riding a bicycle. In the beginning, it's awkward. You're going to jump on it. You're not going to know everything before. Don't try and know everything before you start doing something. Just know the basics. Get out there and start doing. And you learn while you're doing. And the best way to learn, 90% of the things you learn in direct selling is by doing.
Yes.
When you're out there, and ask your sponsor to help you and lead by example, and ask her, show me how you talk to people, how you recruit people, show me, and go out and just start doing and learn as you go.
So if I can just touch on the story that I shared earlier on Alma Prinsloo, who she went to see a new recruit on last week Tuesday. She gave her 2 registration forms as well and say, go and find 2 people that's like you, that's got the same why as you, that want to earn extra income. That girl didn't just recruit 2 new people in her first week. Her mother also wanted to join, and she's keep on recruiting in her first week. So what she does is she sees the opportunity of this business and this industry where she can earn money, and she and her team who she's recruited in will learn together, and they'll start building this business and taking that area by storm. So definitely start recruiting immediately, and the trading will come from there. Because remember, we've got everything here for you. What we've shared today, you can start implementing yourself to have personal sales, and you can also use that to motivate your consultants to trade each and every month. We've got another question here. I'm having a problem retaining consultants. After a few months, they tell me it's too costly to keep selling a need. How do I overcome this issue?
If we look at if we look at retention, it's important because you've got to train your people, you've got to follow up on their people, you've got to give them the information so that they can trade. And it's a choice that they make, it's a decision they make, and life does happen with time. Some people will just drop out. We do have people that are deactivated. It's normal because people will leave the business, but you want to retain as many of your people as you can by getting them to trade every month. And to getting them to trade is contact, it is following up on them, making sure they have the information and everything they need, a butane in the hand to place an order. But remember, because you're going to have a process of people that leave the business, you need to make sure that you have more people coming into your business that are more than the people leaving your business. So people will leave. So if you've done everything you can and people have decided by themselves they're going to leave, they're going to leave. So just make sure you bring in more people than are leaving and follow up on your people that you already have in your business and to build that relationship, because they will want to, if there is a want, then they will. And you just got to help them how to place an order, getting the right information and things like that. But if the will is not there, and if they don't want to, and they've already made a decision, then unfortunately you're going to have some people leaving. Just make sure that you have more people coming in than leaving, and retain as many and give information to as many people as you can that are in your business to be able to place an order.
With that as well is, remember Renette said earlier on, we're going to show you some examples. If it's a consultant who buys for herself in her home, there's a way to see that it's not expensive, it's not costly. So if she buys for herself, it is definitely worth it to be a consultant, and you can illustrate that to her by just doing the sum. Secondly, if she says it's too costly to keep selling a unique, maybe an idea is just to sit with her and see what she does. What is her daily activity or her weekly activity? Is she giving out 100 butays but not going back and following up on it? So that way she would kind of just put money out there for marketing material, but she's not following up on it. So little things like that. So maybe a good idea would be to sit and just go through the process, what she's doing. Because I think there might be a way that you can help her with a follow-up side. And obviously also to know that what's the client's preference. If she's got a client that loves the skincare, to keep on telling her about, say, the slimming, but her preference is the skincare, then you need to speak to the client to see if she's happy to find both or to get information on both ranges. So little things like that, I think that definitely the step would be sit with that consultant and just go through the process.
And I think also, Siska, is we spoke about it about 2 weeks ago with Ernest as well, is if you start with a person and you know where is she going, what is her plan, what is her business plan. So in other words, what does she want to either earn out of the business? How big does she want the business to be? Because they all start with this passion, you know. So does she want to earn 2,000 Rand? Then you work with a plan with her and help her and mentor her, helping to get to that 2,000 Rands earning for herself. But if you don't know what that person's end goal is, you know, how can you help her, you know? And then they come up with all sorts of maybe excuses, or it's real life if things happen. But if you know what is a plan, you can actually, how can I say, jy hou haar hand vas, you mentor her, you take her, you walk the path with her in getting to that 2,000 Rand.
So Renette, you're not doing it for her,
No.
like you are showing her, walking next to her, say, this is the activity, I'll go with you while you're doing the pamper body. If you get stuck, I'll jump in.
Yeah, because it's her plan, not your
It's
plan,
her plan.
it's her plan.
Yeah.
It's very important.
We had a question earlier on about how do you help a consultant who doesn't have the funds for the training side to attend the training? Something that you can do is you can use the training as an incentive as well. So if your consultant reaches an X amount of sales in November, she can attend the training the next month for free. So remember those kind of things as well. You can definitely use as incentives to help your consultant to build each and every month and to trade. So if you trade, you can also say, If you traded in November, you can attend the training session or the team meeting the following month for free. So if she trades and places an order in December, she can attend for free in January. So that can be an incentive to help you as well. And if they have that incentive, if they can earn something like that, that's a nice way also to get them, to motivate them to trade.
And maybe with the training as well, because we went to the West Coast, myself and Elisma, and we did that whole route. And it's quite far away, you know, for people to attend training. It is. It's just too costly. So what they are doing there is they are watching the videos that we are releasing every week. You know, there's new videos that marketing releasing, and it's all on the web store. So there's a wonderful mine full of information regarding training is already there on the web store. So I really think that using those videos, you know,
Yes.
and even if you don't have the data, you know that the libraries, they go into the libraries
Yes.
because that's free data.
And one thing,
Yeah, Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi at Wimpy and some of the restaurants. So in your half an hour lunchtime, you can quickly watch how many videos? 6.
yeah.
That's about not 5 minutes, but yeah, you can watch a lot of training videos. Yeah.
So thank you for all the
There's
questions.
a good question there.
I missed one.
How do you go about if your team speak another language when
Okay.
and the English understanding is limited?
Yes.
Just from experience, it's important to identify somebody in your team who speaks that language, who is acquainted in the community and can speak to them. So you can train and develop that person. You don't have to do it yourself, but just identify somebody and develop them. You'll find the people who are outspoken, the people who like to talk a lot, the people who have some connection with the community and the people around them. Work with them, develop them, make them a trainer, in a sense, in your team who can help and specifically communicate with that particular group of people.
I've got a weird and wonderful idea about that as
Yes.
well. We've seen it now as well. Annalie and Estelle is in China at this moment, you know, and what they've done is we've really battled in China with the language, and they've downloaded an app with Mandarin, you know, so you can speak into the phone English and it will translate it into Mandarin, and they speak Mandarin and translate. And there's apps for our local languages as well. So if there's really somebody in your team that you're connecting very well with, but there is a little bit of a language barrier, maybe you can download the app, try it, and let us know if it's working.
Use technology, it's there.
Yeah, with technology.
If I can share a great story, my mum is also in the industry, and she's got a consultant from Lesotho who can't speak English or Afrikaans. But this consultant attends all her team meetings. So she's got somebody sitting next to her, and she keeps on translating it. And one day they had this challenge for a red toaster. And the consultant who can't speak English or Afrikaans said, "What is that toaster about?" And then obviously the consultant sitting next to her translating it, translated everything for her. That consultant came back the next month and she qualified for that red toaster. And then obviously she asked a friend to ask my mum as well, what does she need to do to qualify for a red kettle? So definitely there's different ways around it. There's the technology, there's somebody who sits next to them, do the translation there. Use the people again in your team, like Renette said as well. Have a translator there to help with that part, to help the consultants to speak in their own language. We've got a question here that came in. Some consultants don't get much orders and can only put in an order of 600 Rand, but don't see the worthwhile as they need to pay the courier fee and invoice fees, so they don't make much profit, especially if they are not in Gauteng area. How can we change the mindset to increase her sales to be able to make a profit? They don't participate in competitions. We've touched on this earlier on. I want to say the secret here is help her, to show her, to train her how to find more clients. Increase the number of clients and your orders will increase. So what I've said earlier on is the one consultant who is a young and upcoming leader, and that's how she built a business. She trained her consultants that didn't have a lot of disposable income, place those 600 Rand orders, but also go and find new clients. Find new clients, and then you will see each and every week, you will see how those orders starts growing and growing and growing till you get to the point of free delivery. So one great way here to find new clients is, if you take the butane, you take a specific product, you don't look at the price of the product, but you look at the benefit. Remember, Andre said last week as well, that was one of the things that he was very, very adamant about, that he said, it's all about adding value to somebody else's life. So look at a product, see what value you can add. How can you find a solution for a problem? So if your husband is, if you know your client or somebody is moaning about their husband that's snoring, how can you help her? You can help her by selling the rescue mist. Then you take that special in the butane or product in the butane and you start writing names next to it. Write 5 different names to it, but how you can help that person with this specific product to find a solution for their problem. If you do that, I promise you, within half an hour, you will have way more sales than 1,000 Rand by doing that. Do you want to add something? That one, we've seen this more than once, that specific one is working. Okay. So we've given you a lot of tips today. We've answered quite a lot of questions. Thank you for all the questions that you've posted. We love the interaction and that we can really assist you with these ones. So remember to use your trading report. Remember to follow up and connect with people in your team. Remember to use the royalty program to motivate them. Remember to do activities with them, to show them, and like Renette says, walk next to them, take their hand, and be their mentor. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We'll see you next week for the personal sales increase tips. Keep motivating your consultants and invite them to join next week. Have a great week. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.